Hold up. Did Chrisean Rock just circle back to HoodTrophy Bino? Because if what we're seeing online is true, the internet might actually collapse under the weight of this mess. We're talking about the same Chrisean who can start a world war with a single Instagram live. And the same Bino who managed to get himself caught up in drama so wild. It makes love and hip-hop storylines look like Sunday school. And now, fans are whispering, screaming, and straight up panicking. Are they back together? The tea. It's boiling hot and spilling faster than Chrisean throws punches in a Vegas hotel lobby. Blurry videos, shady screenshots, and cryptic captions are surfacing like evidence in a courtroom drama. One moment she's saying she's done, the next moment fans swear they spotted her with Bino again. The confusion is so real, it's practically a new genre of entertainment. This isn't just messy, it's a masterclass in chaos. Forget the Kardashians, forget the royal family. This saga makes them all look like background characters in the world's wildest soap opera. Buckle up, because what you're about to hear is scandal, betrayal, and reunion rumors so outrageous. Even Zeus Network couldn't script it better. The internet has seen its fair share of toxic love stories, offsetting breakups, on-again, off-again chaos, and straight-up soap opera-level scandals. But when it comes to Chrisean Rock and HoodTrophy Bino, the drama is so relentless it makes Tristan Thompson look like a faithful husband. Every time we think this roller coaster ride is over, boom! A new twist hits the timeline like a slap across the face. And now, fans are in meltdown mode screaming. Are they back together, or are we just living in some kind of chaotic loop? Let's rewind for context, because this saga isn't just wild, it's legendary. Chrisean Rock has been a walking headline factory for years. From toothless brawls to baby mama battles, she's the kind of reality TV chaos Zeus Network prays for every night. Her every move is messy, magnetic, and meme-worthy. On the other side, we've got HoodTrophy Bino, a man whose name alone screams, rapper you should not trust with your heart or your hotel room deposit. Together, they're like gasoline and fireworks. Beautiful for a second, then catastrophic. Now here's the catch. After their explosive fallout, yes, the cheating whispers, the violent IG live moments, and the endless he said, she said, everyone thought this toxic train finally derailed. Chrisean claimed she was done, fans clapped in relief, and Bino kept it moving like he just dodged a grenade. But just when the internet thought the circus had left town, rumors began crawling back. It started with a blurry video. You know the type, filmed on a potato phone, shaking like it was shot during an earthquake. But somehow still powerful enough to send Twitter into DEFCON 1, fans swore it showed Chrisean walking out of a studio with Bino. No hugs, no PDA, but just enough what-if energy to light up the blogs. Within minutes, pages like The Shade Room and Hollywood Unlocked were posting, "Are they back?" Headlines with those little side-eye emojis that say, "We're not confirming, but we're stirring the pot." Then came the screenshots. A fan allegedly DM'd Chrisean about the rumors, and her response? A cryptic "don't believe everything you see"? Classic Chrisean. Not a denial, not a confirmation. Just enough to keep the internet pacing their living rooms like anxious detectives. Meanwhile, Bino decided to play his role as the silent Chaos King. No comment, no statement, just a few Instagram stories featuring suspiciously romantic song lyrics that fans interpreted like they were decoding the Dead Sea Scrolls. The reactions? Absolutely insane. Half the fans screamed, "Girl, run!" like they were watching a horror movie. The other half rooted for the reunion like it was a Cinderella story. Memes exploded instantly. One showed Chrisean running back to Bino with the caption, "Me going back to the fridge at 3 a.m. even though I said I was done." Another had Blueface laughing in the background with the words, "This man watching from the sidelines like it's the NBA Finals." Savage doesn't even cover it, but here's where the story got even juicier. Insiders started chiming in. A close source told a gossip blog that Chrisean and Bino never actually broke up, claiming the fights were just their love language. Excuse me? If your love language is publicly humiliating each other on Instagram Live, then this couple just rewrote the entire psychology textbook. Fans dragged the source harder than Nicki's Barb's drag a hater, but still, people couldn't look away. Of course, it wouldn't be a Chrisean Rock scandal without some messy IG lives fueling the fire. In one, she sat in her car, blasting music, sipping, and throwing shade without naming names. Fans dissected every eyebrow raise, every dramatic pause, insisting she was talking about Bino. Meanwhile, on the same night, Bino posted himself in what looked suspiciously like the same car interior. Coincidence? The internet says, absolutely not. And then came the ultimate twist. Chrisean posted a photo with the caption, "People change." 2 words. That's it. But those 2 words hit harder than a Drake diss track. Was she talking about Bino? Was it a general statement? Was it directed at Blueface lurking in the background of her life story like an unwanted ghost? Nobody knew, but everybody had an opinion. By this point, fans were losing their minds. TikTokers made whole mini docuseries dissecting the evidence. YouTubers cranked out Chrisean and Bino the Truth videos with thumbnails of crying emojis and red circles. Twitter Spaces turned into therapy sessions, with strangers debating whether Chrisean was toxic, traumatized, or trolling us for clout. But here's the kicker. Every new piece of evidence only deepened the confusion. Unlike other celebrity reunions, there was no definitive proof, just smoke, whispers, and vibes. And in the messy world of Chrisean Rock, vibes are often more powerful than facts. By the end of the first wave, the internet was split into 3 camps. And while fans argued, debated, and memed themselves into exhaustion, one thing became crystal clear. Whether they were back together or not, Chrisean and Bino had once again hijacked the cultural conversation. But if you think this story peaked there, oh no. Because the celebrity reactions, the outrageous memes, and the wild conspiracy theories that followed, that's when this messy saga turned into a full-blown cultural circus. The second those blurry videos and cryptic captions hit the timeline, Hollywood and the internet treated it like Black Friday madness. Suddenly, every rapper, influencer, and reality star who hadn't thought about Chrisean in months was rushing to say something just to catch the wave. Fake sympathy poured in like spam emails. "Prayers up for sis, stay strong queen," tweeted rappers who couldn't pick Bino out of a lineup if their lives depended on it. Influencers posted long paragraphs about toxic love as if they were couples therapists, when in reality, they were just chasing clout. Of course, the fakery didn't stop there. One rapper even went live, crying with sad R&B music playing in the background, like he was auditioning for Lifetime Hood Edition. The comments roasted him alive. "This acting is faker than Drake's British accent era," one fan wrote. Savage. But while some were faking sympathy, others were throwing shade. Frenemies of Chrisean slid in with cryptic posts like, "Some people confuse trauma bonding with real love." Deleted within hours? Sure. But screenshots never die. Twitter lit up with debates, dragging the shade thrower harder than the Barbs drag a Nicki hater. And the memes? Out of control. TikTok edits showed Chrisean running back to Bino with WWE entrance music. Twitter had jokes comparing her to that one friend who swears she's done with her man, only to show up at his house 2 days later like, "Hey, stranger!" Blueface, who's permanently lurking in the background of her life story, became meme material too. One viral edit showed him sipping tea with the caption, "Watching Chrisean run back to Bino like it's the Super Bowl." Then Bino himself decided to fan the flames in the most trollish way possible, with music. On IG Live, he previewed a track with lyrics like, "She left, but she know where home at love ain't clean, but she gon' come back." Was it a hint? Was it bait? Fans argued like it was a Kendrick versus Drake bar breakdown. The clip exploded, reposted on every gossip page within an hour. And just when things couldn't get messier, Blueface entered the chat. He dropped a cryptic tweet. "She for the streets? I'm just renting space." The internet detonated. Was he pressed about Chrisean and Bino? Or just stirring the pot like always? Either way, people treated his shade like scripture, fueling even more chaos. Meanwhile, fans turned into FBI agents overnight. TikTok detectives built entire timelines, analyzing car interiors, matching outfits, and dissecting emojis like forensic evidence. One girl literally had a whiteboard behind her, connecting screenshots like she was exposing a government cover-up. Millions of views later, half the audience said she was crazy, the other half swore she cracked the code. And the outrage? Nuclear. Some fans begged Chrisean to stop the cycle, calling Bino toxic and reminding her of every public humiliation. Others defended her, shouting, "Y'all act like you don't run back to your toxic ex every weekend." Twitter Spaces turned into digital group therapy sessions, with people trauma bonding while dragging Chrisean at the same time. One user summed it up perfectly. "We're not mad at her. We're mad because she's making our clown behavior look normal. Mad because she's making our clown behavior look normal." Theories flew everywhere. Some claimed the reunion rumors were fake, cooked up as promo for a Zeus Network show. Others swore it was just a distraction to get back at Blueface. The tinfoil hat crowd went full conspiracy, saying the drama was an Illuminati smokescreen for bigger industry secrets. Because obviously, in the internet's mind, everything from Beyoncé's concert dates to government scandals somehow ties back to Chrisean's love life. By now, it wasn't just gossip. It was domination. The Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, messy Facebook aunties, everybody was feasting on the Chrisean and Bino saga like it was Thanksgiving. And the wildest part? Neither of them confirmed anything. Just vibes, cryptic posts, and shaky videos. That was enough to hijack the entire culture for days. But here's the thing about Chrisean Rock. She doesn't need confirmation. Her life is confirmation. She lives out loud in full Technicolor chaos, and Bino back in the mix turned the drama from hot mess to cultural earthquake. This wasn't just about whether they were together. It was about the circus of reactions, the storm of opinions, and the reminder that no matter how many times we think the saga is over, Chrisean's story always finds a way to reboot itself. And if you think this was the peak, think again. Because the aftermath, the reputations, the relationships, the long-term fallout made this whole scandal look like the calm before the storm. When the storm of memes, reactions, and conspiracies finally slowed, the dust didn't settle. It exploded into the aftermath. Because the question wasn't just, are Chrisean and HoodTrophy Bino back together anymore? The bigger question was, what does this circus do to their reputations, their relationships, and the way the world sees them? For Chrisean, the fallout was instant. Half the internet begged her to walk away, painting her as the poster child for toxic rebounds. The other half defended her like she was some kind of hood Cinderella, saying love is messy and nobody's perfect. But the damage to her image was undeniable. Every brand, every blogger, every fan was now debating whether she was chasing love or just chasing clout. Clips of her past meltdowns resurfaced, stitched together with the reunion rumors to make her look like a walking cautionary tale. She didn't just trend, she became a meme template. Me going back to my toxic ex after swearing I was done. For Bino, the consequences were just as messy. On one hand, his name was everywhere, catapulting him into viral relevance he probably couldn't buy with a marketing budget. On the other, fans dragged him as the downgrade, the rebound, and the chaos magnet. Some even accused him of using Chrisean's name as a career boost. His music preview went viral, sure, but the comments roasted him harder than a Comedy Central special. Instead of applause, he got, "Bro, nobody's streaming this. We're just here for the drama." And Blueface? He thrived in the shadows of the chaos, trolling, subtweeting, and making himself part of the narrative. The man didn't even need to confirm anything. The internet gave him free rent in the storyline. Every meme about Chrisean running back to Bino somehow featured Blueface smirking in the background like a supervillain. For someone who claims to be over her, he sure benefited from the noise. But beyond the celebrity drama, the culture itself ate this up like a toxic feast. TikTok therapists started using Chrisean as the prime example of trauma bonding. Bloggers turned her saga into think pieces about fame, relationships, and clout addiction. Even mainstream outlets that usually ignore hip-hop gossip covered the chaos, framing it as a modern love story gone viral. Imagine CNN saying HoodTrophy Bino with a straight face. Yes, it happened. The long-term impact was brutal. For fans, every new Chrisean headline became less about her music or career and more about her love life. For the industry, she became unpredictable, a wild card who could bring views but also controversy. And for Chrisean herself, the reunion rumors forced her to live out the one thing she can never escape: the internet's gaze. But here's the kicker. In the world of Chrisean Rock, the aftermath is never really the end. Because even as people dragged, laughed, and debated, the same fans swearing "I'm done with her" drama were still glued to the updates. Every cryptic post, every blurry video, every leaked lyric. Chrisean and Bino weren't just living, they were feeding an audience that couldn't look away if they tried. The circus didn't die down, it just shifted. Fans turned from asking, "Are they back together?" to whispering, "How long before the next blow-up?" Bloggers started counting down to the next IG Live meltdown like it was the Super Bowl. And deep down, everyone knew, whether it ended in flames, fists, or another messy breakup, this wasn't the finale. It was just another season premiere in the endless reality show that is Chrisean Rock's life. Because if there's one thing this saga proves, it's this: the internet doesn't care about closure. It cares about chaos. And when it comes to chaos, Chrisean Rock is undefeated. And there you have it. The circus that makes reality TV look like a kindergarten nap time. Chrisean Rock and HoodTrophy Bino have once again hijacked the internet. And whether they're back together, trolling for clout, or just giving us all front row seats to chaos, one thing is crystal clear. This drama is our guilty pleasure. And we're not putting the popcorn down anytime soon. But don't just lurk in silence like Blueface watching from the sidelines. Be bold. Smash that like button like it owes you money. Drop a comment like you're filing court papers in this messy love triangle. And of course, hit subscribe, because let's be real, this is not the final episode. Chrisean doesn't do quiet, Bino doesn't do subtle, and the internet doesn't do let's move on. The next twist is already loading, and you'll want to be here when it drops. Think of this channel as your personal backstage pass to the scandals Hollywood wishes it could hide. We'll drag the secrets out, exaggerate them with the flair of a Zeus Network reunion, and serve them hotter than Wendy Williams' shade on live TV. You'll laugh, you'll gasp, you'll wonder why your life suddenly feels peaceful in comparison. And then you'll hit replay. So don't just watch the drama, be part of it. Subscribe, comment, share this with that one toxic friend who swears they're done with their ex, but still checks their Snap every night. This is Vibe Crave, where gossip grows wings, scandals never sleep, and endings are just the start of another messy beginning. Welcome to the Chaos Factory. Stick around, because the next scandal is already knocking.